Welcome to another edition of the Adam Curry Presents. Well, as the holidays are done with and all that stuff, we are getting back to our regular stuff. Oh, yes. On today's episode, we could have a big money moment on 1986 episode of Tic Tac Go with Jim Caldwell. Coming up next, Whitney Houston, Hit It! Remind us how we used to be. Everybody searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place.
It's the time that you take, it's a coat, it's a break, it's a pulse in the beat, a cool from the heat. Oh, just what I need. It's a hit, Coca-Cola is it. It's put them on hold, that coat is ice cold. It's let the train wait, don't care if I'm late. It's just how you feel, it's the break that's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a coat, it's a kick, it's a hit, it's a coat, Coca-Cola is it.
This man turned women into slaves. He just made the mistake of messing with the wrong man's wife. Now it's time for justice. American Justice from the barrel of a gun. Rated R.
Why is the New York lottery agent suddenly the most popular man in town? Because he's the only man with tickets for New York's new instant lottery, where you could win $100,000 instantly, or a chance to spin a weekly jackpot wheel, and that could be worth millions. New York's new instant lottery, available only from your New York lottery agent. No wonder he's so popular.
It should taste medicine-y to kill the germs.
Then we showed Lois Attic how Scope with T25 kills just as many germs as her medicine-y mouthwash. Was she convinced?
I'd really like to try the mouthwash and see for myself. I tried Scope, and Scope it's really something else. The taste is terrific. It does not have to taste medicine-y to kill germs.
Antiseptic Scope leaves your breath minty fresh, not medicine-y.
For 35 years, I've been using the medicine-y mouthwash. I'm through. I'm going to use Scope.
Saturday, September 20th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live from the Market Square Arena, Indianapolis. Tiffany Promotions presents the Indy 175 Championship. This WBA light heavyweight title fight features Marvin Johnson, the WBA champ with a record of 42-5 with 34 KOs, racing for Jean Marie Amibi, who has 21 KOs in just 26 fights. It's an evening that will knock you out.
Catch it live at 9 p.m. tonight on Channel 9.
You think you've got troubles with rust? Forsooth. Rusted through 3 of these expensive suits before I found Nutra-Rust. Nutra-Rust conquers rust. Doesn't just try to cover it up like other stuff. Nay, brush on Nutra-Rust. It chemically changes rust into something else. A hard, black, paintable surface. That rust is gone for good. Use it on your car, around the house, on your armor. Nutra-Rust conquers rust. Anywhere. Guaranteed by those wizards at New York Bronze.
When you come to Meineke Discount Mufflers, relax.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler!
You're not going to pay a lot for your muffler.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler!
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
Meineke's the nation's discount muffler leader. We'll fix your car the right way at the right price from $18.93 to $26.95 installed.
Oh, I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
You're not going to pay a lot at Meineke.
Where's your car?
But that's not a thrill to build MRC Tamiya buggy.
Try this.
That's not an off-road rugged MRC Tamiya buggy.
How about
That's not an advanced, super responsive MRC Tamiya buggy.
Tamiya, the originators and leaders in off-road radio-controlled kits.
would you consider it?
But that's not an MRC Tamiya. Now that's an MRC Tamiya.
Consult your yellow pages for the hobby shop nearest you.
Are these the correct coordinates? Third planet from the sun.
By noon today, America will be overrun with UFOs. Unique fragrance objects, lemons and limes. Introducing new Lemon Lime Palmolive. Now there are 2 Palmolive liquids. Look for new Lemon Lime Palmolive.
Coming now to a scent near you.
To date, this player has beaten 10 opponents. He's in the midst of playing against his 11th opponent. If he wins this game, it'll bring his total winnings to close to $70,000. We'll find out how he makes out in a moment as...
From Hollywood is everybody's game of strategy, knowledge, and fun. It's Tic-Tac-Toe. And now, here's our host, Jim Caldwell.
Thank you. All right. Another great studio audience, and welcome to you at home. Glad you could join us for another edition of Tic-Tac-Dough. As you just heard, our current champion has done so well. And most recently, he was in a tie in his first game against his latest challenger. They're in the middle of game number 2 together. Let's bring him out and continue. Charlie?
Our current champion is an insurance agent whose interests include the piano and flying. His winnings total in cash and prize is $66,100. Meet Nick Scott. And his opponent owns his own business, and his interests include hot air ballooning and doing impressions. Meet Rick Gilman.
Big Rick, good to see you again. Hot air ballooning.
Yes.
Got to be one of the biggest thrills around. Tell us about your involvement in that.
Well, I've only done it once, but I really can't wait to do it again.
Why?
Well, it's like nothing else on Earth. It's I've parachuted before, and it's a lot like that. Only you feel so much safer, and you can talk to somebody while you're doing it. It's a great time.
You can't do a lot of talking, conversing when you're dropping through the air in with a parachute, huh?
Yeah.
Rick, good to have you back. Good luck.
Thank you.
Middle of a second game here with the champion, Nick Scott. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great.
Let's see. You're interested in music. Tell us about what kind.
Well, I've been playing piano for my church for quite some number of years.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I've decided that I'm going to do with some of my winnings.
What do you mean?
I'm going to get myself a very nice synthesizer, and I got a special reason for telling you that here.
Here and now?
Yeah, I figure if I say it on nationwide TV, my wife will let me get one. So.
Little leverage here, I see.
It's going to work.
Just might work. Well, so far she's smiling over there right now, right, Angela? Well, let's $66,100. I think you can afford a synthesizer at this point. All right, middle of a game, Rick Kuhlman the challenger, Nick Scott the champion. Okay. Let's take a look at the 9 categories these guys are working with in their second game against each other. And here they are. Dropouts, seesaw, opera, rock music, the UN, It's a Dilemma, TV stars, number please, and numero uno. Red boxes are special categories. And let's see, in the second game, what do we have on the board so far? We have 3 X's and 3 O's, an even game. The pot, it's a big one. $3,200. Now, just 3 boxes remain in this game. Let's shuffle the categories. And Nick, it's your turn.
I'd like to try rock music, please.
All right. Here's the question, Nick. At the Live Aid Music Spectacular in 1985, this blues rock guitarist named Eric, who had once led the legendary rock group Cream, thrilled the crowd with a version of one of his biggest hits, the song Layla. Name that guitarist.
Clapton.
Eric Clapton is right. A terrific lead guitarist. We'll put an X on the board for rock music this time. $3,400 in that pot. 2 boxes remain. Rick.
Jim, I'd like to go with TV stars to block.
Going for a block, Rick. Take a look at this picture. This former Miss America went on to become a news anchor person on network television. For a block. Name her.
Linda Day George.
No. Phyllis George.
Phyllis George.
Can't give you the box. If you'd said just her last name, Rick, you would have gotten the box.
Yeah.
It remains unclaimed. Let's shuffle. Nick.
Let's try It's a Dilemma.
It's a dilemma. You're going for your 11th game win here on Tic-Tac-Dough, Nick. Rick, if you get this box, you'll have a successful block. Now, here's your opening clue, Nick. These ocean creatures are unusual because the male of the species carry the eggs in a small pouch and release live young when the eggs hatch. We're looking for the name of this unusual fish. Now here's your dilemma. I have 5 more clues here. You have to decide how many more clues are needed, and then Rick will decide whether he answers it or you answer it. How many more clues, Nick?
No more clues, please. No
additional clues. All right, Rick, are you going to answer this question with no more clues, or have Nick answer the question?
I would like to answer the question. Can you read it to me one more time?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
You're going for a block. I'll read it to you again. These ocean creatures are unusual because the male of the species carry the eggs in a small pouch and release live young when the eggs hatch. For a block, Rick, name that unusual fish.
A whale.
No. Nick, you win the game. Nick, that was good strategy. I'm going to ask you, before we go any further, what do you think the answer is?
Seahorse?
Seahorse is right. Good for you. Good strategy. All right, a horizontal tic-tac-toe, and because it was the fruition of a second game between you, had one tie game under your belt, $3,600 the pot is worth. Add that to your previous winnings, Nick. You are just bumping up against $70,000. $69,700 cash and prizes. Wonderful job, Nick. That was well played between both of you. And before we go any further, Nick, you'll go up against the Dragon in just 1 second. But first, Rick Kuhlman, you've been a fun addition to the show. We enjoyed having you.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks. It's been
You've
great
been
to
a great player. Of course, you tied Nick in the first go-around, so $250 is yours. We have some nice parting gifts for you. Thanks for playing tic-tac-toe, Rick.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. All right, we're going to take a break and come back and watch Nick take on the Dragon after this. I'm going to call our champion right now, Smiling Nick, for good reason. Nick, how you feeling over there?
Oh, kind of low-key and...
just kind of hanging out.
Nothing else to do today. You know?
Well, I know what you have to do right now is play against the Dragon. Come on over, let's play the bonus game. You've had a couple of tie games recently, and they've been tough opponents.
Very good opponents. We really enjoyed them.
Seahorse. Now, how did you know that fact?
I think it's the kind of thing that a feminist always tells you. You know, well, the seahorse gives birth to the young, and I think somehow that stuck in my mind.
I see. Well, you got it. You won, and here you are again to play the bonus game. You know, behind these numbers are various amounts of money. There's the tick, the tack, and the Dragon. You want to get that tick and the tack, or get $1,000. And here's what you'll win. Charlie, tell them.
Well, Nick, when you get a little time off, you'll be able to put these gifts to good use. First, Nick, when you have a day off, you can attend to the yard with this efficient lawnmower. Homelight Jacobson Super Bagger Lawnmower. Large 3-bushel bag, easy push-button starting, no string to pull, powerful 4-horsepower engine from Homelight Jacobson. Then you can catch up on correspondence with this speedy electronic typewriter. From Casio, the computer-compatible CW30 personal electronic typewriter with scores of functions to make any typing job a pleasure. It's perfect for home, school, or office. Next, you can take time to indulge in a new hobby, so get into photography with this top-quality camera. The Agfa Compact 35mm motorized camera with snap-on flash, plus a year's supply of Agfa Chrome film with processing from Agfa Gabert, preferred by those who know. And finally, Nick, when you get a week off, we know just the place to spend it, lazing the days away on the beaches of carefree Cancun. Mexico's newest resort, Cancun of the Caribbean, where you can enjoy beaches with crystal clear water that actually changes colors. Visit the nearby nautical museum that displays the ruins and treasures of sunken pirate ships. While there, you'll stay at the Fiesta Americana Cancun, located on the blue waters of the Caribbean. Hacienda-style hotel with cascading waterfall offers deluxe rooms in continental or traditional cuisine from Fiesta Americana Cancun. This time-off package is worth in cash and prizes over $3,600.
What'd you just say a little bit? few seconds ago?
I may have to quit my job in order to take all the trips I've been winning here.
Yeah, you got to take time off to take the time off,
You
right?
got it.
Well, look, Dragon's going to move around here and find a place to hide. Got to beat him, get the dough automatically if you get the tick and the tack. All right. Mercedes, one of your friends, your wife, Angela. The rest of the audience is going to tell you where to go first. What's your first choice?
My first choice is to ask my wife. Hold on. I'm amazed.
She's changing strategy.
I'm worried about this. She's changing this. All these times she's chosen 7. This time she says 9. Okay, we'll try 9.
It could be
We'll
shaky. Here we go. $400. I don't
still
think
staying clear. I'm worried. I can't hear you. 6, please.
All right, number 6. Right above the 400, we get what? 100. All right, you're up to 500. 500 to go.
She says 3. Let's try number 3.
All right, audience is saying all kinds of numbers. Behind 3, we have what? 300. 200 to go, and you're off to Cancun.
Okay.
200 to go, I should say. Yeah, or a tick and a tack.
5.
All right, number 5. Quietly, he says 5. Fingers are crossed. Tick. All right, a tack or $200.
More than one way to skin a cat.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Number 8, please.
Number 8. Is it going to be the one? Yes! I can't believe it. This is becoming almost boring. You're winning so much.
This is the kind of boredom I could take every day.
I should say, of course, I didn't mean that. Look, let's find out where the dragon was here. This time behind what? Number 4. Well, $1,300, a terrific trip to Cancun, the camera, the typewriter, the lawnmower.
Yeah.
Hey.
His and hers lawnmower. Well,
that's right. Your total now, cash and prizes, $73,600. Put her there, chap. That's wonderful.
That is.
Are you ready to meet your next challenger?
I think now's as good a time as any.
All right, well, now is not the right time. We're going to take a break first and come back.
And now, Jim Caldwell.
Thanks, Charlie O'Donnell. Well, Nick Scott is our champion. I believe you've defeated the Dragon 10 out of 11 times. Is that right, Nick?
We've only hit it once. I know that much.
That's
How many times have I been doing this? I don't know. I've lost track.
It seems like you've been doing it forever, Nick, but you're a terrific player, and it's time to meet number 12.
Oh, boy.
Let's bring her out right now. Charlie, who is it?
Jim, she owns her own import business, and her interests include her cats and gardening. Meet Dottie Jeffries.
Hi, Dottie. How are you?
I am quite well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Now, I must know, what do you import?
I import china and pottery and linens from Ireland.
Why Ireland? A particular reason?
Well, yes, I was born 2 days after my parents got off the boat after immigrating to the United States, but a lot of my family is still there, and it's a great chance to go back and visit them.
Really? I also have family from Ireland, Coney Island. But maybe you don't believe that. Let's get to the game. Nick, Dottie, take a look at these 9 categories. They are Disney, auction, basketball, cooking, botany, showdown, maps of states, opponent's choice, and situation comedies or sitcoms. And now, Nick, as the champion, you get to tell us where you want to go first.
It's either Cancun or someplace. I don't know. Botany, please, Jim.
Excuse me?
Botany, please.
Botany in that center box. Okay, you'll have some extra time here, Nick. Plants produce food by a process that transforms water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight into sugar. Number 1, what is the name of that process? And also, name the green chemical pigment contained in plants that makes the process possible. Here's your extra time. Nick, plants produce food by a process that transforms water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight into sugar. What is the name of that process?
Photosynthesis?
That's right. Part 2, name the green chemical pigment contained in plants that makes the process possible.
Chlorophyll.
That's right, you have the center box. So an X goes into the center box again. $300 pot. Let's shuffle. Dottie Jeffries, where would you like to go?
The lower left, basketball.
All right, basketball, the category, Dottie. In 1986, this charismatic guard named Isaiah led the Eastern Conference to a victory in the NBA All-Star Game and was given the Most Valuable Player award for the 2nd time. Give me his last name.
Thomas.
Thomas is right. Isaiah Thomas. Good for you. Dottie knows her basketball. Let's put an O on the board, bottom left-hand corner. $500 in that pot. We're going to come back and continue this game after these words. Nick Scott and Dottie Jeffries there. Dottie just started a brand new game. We have a $500 pot, 1X, 1O on the board. Let's shuffle. All right, Nick, your turn.
Maps of states, please, lower right.
All right, Nick, let's see how well you know your maps. Take a look at this map of this state. Now, this state has the nation's largest glass bottle factory, which covers nearly 130 acres. Name the state.
Illinois.
That's right. 130 acres? Big bottle factory. Map the states gets an X. Let's shuffle. $700 in the pot. All right, Dottie.
I guess it's opponent's choice for a block.
Going for a block, Dottie, and because it's opponent's choice, Nick gets to decide whether you're going to answer 2 questions on Robin Hood or 1 on months of the year. Which will it be, Nick?
I'm going to try for Robin Hood.
All right, 2 questions on Robin Hood, Dottie. Here's number 1. Name the forest where Robin and his men lived.
Sherwood Forest.
Sherwood Forest is right. Now, for the block. Name the priest who was part of Robin's band.
Friar Tuck.
That's right, you have a block. Good for you. I can see the computer in your mind going along. Okay, here's the answer. Good for you. Put an O on the board for a block. $900 pot. Let's move those categories around. Nick?
The block. Auction, please.
Going for a block. All right. Dottie, if you get this box, you'll become our new champion. Now, you both will bid on how many correct answers you can give to this question. And remember, high bidder gets control. This is the list of the last 8 men representing one of America's 2 major parties who lost the election for president. How many of them can you name? Nick, you selected the category. Start the bidding.
3.
He says 3. Dottie, would you like to top that?
4.
She says 4. Nick, what do you think?
5.
All right, he's up to 5, Dottie.
6.
She says 6. Nick, would you like to best that?
7.
Woo, we're up to 7. Dottie, what do you think? You want to try to name all 8?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Go for it, Nick.
Quite graciously hands it over to you, Nick. You're going for a block. Now, you're going to have to make your bid of 7. 7 of the last 8 men representing one of America's 2 major parties who lost the election for president. Go.
Carter.
Carter's 1.
Nixon.
Nixon's on the list.
Humphrey.
Humphrey is also there. 4 to
Ford.
go. Ford is right. 3 to go.
Stevenson.
Stevenson is on the list. 2 more and you'll have a block.
70.
Dottie, give me 1 more correct answer that remains on this list, and you will become our new champion. Do you have an answer?
Goldwater.
Goldwater is right. You're our new champion. That is terrific, Dottie. Let the others on this list. You were tongue-tied, Nick.
I was.
You had to go for 7, and that would have been quite an accomplishment. The others left on the list. Dewey, you said Goldwater, Dottie, and also McGovern. So Dewey and McGovern were the only 2 others left on the list after Goldwater. All right, vertical tic-tac-toe. Dottie, you just won $1,100. Congratulations, Dottie.
Thank you.
You just knocked off one terrific champion, and in one moment you're going to try your hand at trying to defeat the dragon. However, it's time for us to say goodbye to Nick Scott. And Nick, I must say, you've been just one fabulous player, let me tell you.
It's been a lot of fun, Jim. I really enjoyed it. The staff's been great.
Terrific. You've been a lot of fun. Let me kind of review your history here in Tic-Tac-Toe. You won, in terms of the bonus game, 10 out of 11 times. And that places you 13th on our list of all-time Tic-Tac-Toe top money winners. And of course, your trips: Cancun, Frankfurt, Germany, Aruba, Hawaii, Palm Springs, Springs, Lake Tahoe. Can you think of any others?
Listen, I had enough trouble with the candidates.
Of course, you picked up a couple of brand new cars. So, let's sum it all up. You leave us, Nick, not only with our thanks, but with a grand total of $73,600. We wish you and Angela the best of luck, Nick.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you.
All right. We have a new champion. Her name is Dottie Jeffries. We're going to come back and watch her take on the Dragon after this. We're out of time. See you in our next Tic-Tac-Dough.
Some of our departing contestants will receive.
Break open the breath savers.
Share that sparkle, share that kiss. Break open the breath savers.
They're sugar-free.
Ladies and gentlemen, the original, the one that started it all, Heidi Bowl. Heidi Bowl, one sparkling performance after another.
Having chest pains? Paint it a red devil.
Introducing Bluebonnet Spread in a big new 2-pound size.
Everything's better with Bluebonnet on it.
Tic-Tac-Dough is a Jack Barry and Dan Enright production.
It's the time that you take, it's a coat, it's a break, it's a pause in the beat, a cool from the heat. Ah, just what I need. It's a hit, Coca-Cola is it. It's put them on hold, that Coke is ice cold. It's let the train wait, don't care if I'm late. It's just how you feel, it's a break that's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke. Coca-Cola is it.
Well, that's our show for you today. Our very first Adam Curry Presents of 2025. All right. We'll be back next time for another Adam Curry Presents. Oh, yes. And we'll see you then. Happy New Year, everybody. Our very first show of the new year. Whitney Houston, hat.
What we got here?
This has been a presentation of Adam David Keppel Curry Production.
Her husband Bob.